it's Helix here. I'm just going to be going over with you quick in this video. Just going over burst. That's about it. For the most part, between the first burst video and the second burst video, our burst hasn't really changed that much in terms of just using it. There are a few changes when it comes to just like certain stats and just certain background stuff. I'll be going over that. To start out with, I'm going to be showing you my burst macro here. Put that on, and we're just going to do it with how I did it in the latest burst video, and that's going to be just me popping my burst macro, no procs or anything. So here we go. Okay, 255,000. Now knock off, let's say, 65% PvP resilience. That's probably going to be about 110k roughly, I think, if my math is correct. I suppose I'll take this time while I'm waiting for my cooldowns to come back up here, is to state some differences from between the first burst video and the second one. In this video, I did hit my when I use my burst macro, my Chaos Bolt hits for a lot less due to a couple of factors here. One being is we were not allowed to build up any procs or extra resources. So my time probably could have been better if I was allowed, like, say, to build up all my procs and then also having an extra Ember to use Shadowburn at the end. So just from that, I probably could have saved a couple of seconds. Let's see, another being is that in the first burst video, I believe Swifty's Druid was not nearly as geared as he is now. He's like sitting at like 67% now on his Boomkin. Back then he was probably like maybe like 55, somewhere in there. But probably the biggest difference maker was the change to Grimoire of Sacrifice. It's very subtle, but I kind of noticed it, and then I looked at the tooltip, and it's actually changed. A couple of people might not have noticed. For 5.05 and to 5.1, all of our single target spells was buffed, or given a buff with Grimoire of Sacrifice. Until this patch, it specifically lists all the spells affected. And in this list, Chaos Bolt is not buffed with extra damage. So it only does the dot over 3 seconds. And in previous patches, it did have the, like last patch, they added the damage over time, the dot, and then it was also buffed by, back then it was 20%. So that is one noticeable difference, and now it's no longer affected. It only has the dot. It doesn't have the increased damage. That was definitely a particular factor. Well, a few minor other things, like I regemmed PvP resilience instead of PvP power, and I only have tier 1, and I don't have the best weapon enchant either, so that could have affected a little bit as well. So let's say if I did have tier 2 gem PvP power and was allowed to do procs, do a build up, then I'd probably be closer to what my original time was. It's probably about anywhere from maybe a little over my original time. I could probably knock it down to like about 4 seconds. But the setup this time was just only just go in and burst. That was it. I kind of think that the first video was a little more reasonable, because the reason being is most players are going to be saving all their resources and build up as much as they can before they do their burst macro, one-shot macro, whatever you want to call it. That's just my opinion, though. So we'll see. Maybe in the future, if more than likely there's going to be more videos in the future when it comes to burst. But here, let me actually show you now. I think my cooldowns are up. Yep. I'll actually show you if I had time to actually build up my resources. So let's go. Just need my spell. Come on. Come on. It's being a little bit stubborn. There we go. 1, 2, 3, go. So 332,000. That's quite a significant difference versus like 250,000. If I was allowed to build all my resources for my Chaos Bolt to do extra damage, along with my other spells, and then able to finish off with Shadowburn because I was able to build up a second Ember, if I was given the time to. So yes, so Chaos Bolt doesn't have any increased damage with Grimheart Sacrifice anymore, but all of our other single target spells is still, you know, buffed, and also the base damage of Immolate, Conflagrate, and Incinerate, also their base damage get increased. So it's a little less bursty, so that's fine. Warlocks, Industrial Warlocks still command pretty you know, heavy damage over a lot of classes, although a lot of it's hard casting. Other classes kind of need the time to line up like certain things to do, you know, certain bursts where we can, you know, do it a little more often. But yeah, you know, I'm actually fine with the changes. It isn't like it's a subtle difference, but it's you know, I think we're pretty somewhat balanced when it comes to PvP. Since a lot of our, you know, heavy hitting spells is hard casting, you know, we can be controlled a little easier, but at the same time, you know, we can still be pretty big threats in PvP. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. About covers it for, you know, when it comes to burst. Other than those minor, you know, stat and, you know, tool changes, you know, my burst macro is still the same as it was back then. You got your your Dark Soul instability, slash cast that, and then you slash use your, you know, PvP trinket, the unused one. This one, the Potion of the Jade Serpent, I just have for, you know, regular battlegrounds if I happen to have them, just to do extra damage for fun. Unending Resolve, so I don't get silenced, and then Chaos Bolt right at the end. And yeah, that's basically it right there. Still looks pretty cool. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching.